today when we play a game, I mean, it's crazy to see how far we've come when it comes to the gaming aspect world, the gaming world. So, yeah, that's something to look into if you're a PlayStation 3 owner, or if you're a Xbox 360 owner and you are interested in that game. And again, the game looks freaking amazing. So, hey, February 12th was Abraham Lincoln's birthday, and some of you may not know it was also Charles Darwin's birthday. And two born on the same day, 6 things they actually had in common. You ready for this? Number 1, both men loved Shakespeare, which I don't know anyone, period, from back in that day, but I don't see why no one would like Shakespeare back in that day. You would think that'd be all there was. I mean, there probably were a couple other authors and playwriters and stuff like that back in the day, but I would imagine Shakespeare was probably one of the big ones, pretty much a Stephen King of our time. I'm guessing. Don't quote me on that. Number 2, neither rose to national prominence until their late 40s. Number 3, both lost their mothers early in life. Number 4, both suffered through the death of a very young child. Number 5, both loved music, but neither could sing. I could see that. I can honestly see that. And number 6, both were abolitionists. I'm sorry, I murdered that word there. And here's one critical difference. Lincoln was an avid cat fancier, which I would never think. When you see Abraham Lincoln, you really don't think he's really much of a cat person, especially when he's killing all the vampires. Okay, I know the vampire thing was fake. While Darwin actually preferred dogs. So there you have it. How about that? 11 features. Now, for all you car enthusiasts, and those of you who, are pretty well up there along with me in the age category, here's 11 features you no longer see in cars. And, I mean, some of these things, as I was reading along, I thought, you really don't see that anymore. And then some of the things, I just thought, oh, well, yeah, I've never really seen that ever, so it really doesn't affect me at all. Number 1, bench seats. You guys remember those? The bench seats. I remember my grandfather's got a pickup truck. He calls it Old Blue, and he's got the bench seat up there. I remember sitting in the middle, with my grandfather driving and my grandmother on the passenger side while we went to, I don't know, the grocery store or something. And one thing they didn't put on here that I would like to touch on is metal dashboards. They don't have those anymore, because I remember the cold glove compartment box, the glove compartment box sitting in front of me, and it's got the little silver button, and the whole dashboard is metal. The top part of the dashboard, the very top part, was a cracked plastic from, the sun cracked it, but the rest of it was all metal. Pretty cool. So here we go. Bench seats. The last American production model car to offer a bench seat in the front, the Chevy Impala. And that will actually cease doing so after this year. So if you're a big fan of the bench seats, get an Impala and enjoy it, because this is the last year that they will be manufacturing those. That's probably going to be worth some money too. Number 2 is tail fins. Can honestly say I've never driven a car with a tail fin. Tail fins were the brainchild of General Motors design chief Harley Earl. The first fins appeared on the 1948 Cadillac, inspired by the World War II Lockheed P-38 Lightning fighter plane. Around the late 1950s, they kind of faded out, and people just, I really don't like it. Number 3, ashtrays. Ashtrays are commonly found in the dashboard mounted on the back of the front seat and in the armrest on the opposite sides of the seat. I do remember that. I definitely remember that. My grandmother used to drive it was a gold station wagon, and she had the little ashtrays in the armrest on the door. And you can open that, and she'd always give us gum, and we'd always take our gum, and we take the wrappers, and we ball them up in little foil balls, and we shove them in the little ashtray. She used to always get so mad at us for it. Or the cinnamon disc, you could always find like red plastic wrappers in the little ashtrays there on the side. It used to bug her. So they say that those are actually going out. It says if you want an ashtray in your new car, ask for the smoker's package. Spacious trunks. Back in the good old days, you can easily fit a week's worth of groceries, the spare tire, and a mafia snitch in the trunk, and still have room for that old TV set with a blown picture tube. Yeah, remember those things? Hey, today, unless you're buying a minivan, you're lucky to get 20 cubic feet of space in your sedan. 2013, Ford Taurus has the 20 cubic feet of space in the trunk. Full-size spare tires. Yeah, those are going out. Unless you drive a SUV or a pickup truck. Vent windows. You know the little triangle windows where you move the little switch arm up and you tilt the window out. A lot of smokers like those because they would hold their cigarettes close to it and just flick ash or smoke out that little window without having to open the big window and air messing up your hair before your big date and stuff like that. It says these vent windows were actually very popular just before ACs started being put into vehicles. Number 8, horn rings. Again, I've never seen a car with a horn ring, but after seeing the pictures and stuff of these things, they seem kind of cool, and the concept behind them was pretty neat as well. The car manufacturers seen these as a safety precaution, and it makes sense. When you want to honk your horn, think about it, you got to take your hand off the wheel and you push the horn in the center there. With these things, with the steering wheel, with the horn ring, the horn ring is pretty much around it's on the inside of the steering wheel, kind of, if you will. It's best if you Google an image of it. That way you get a better idea of it. But with the horn ring, you're able to keep your hands at 10 and 2 and drive while that ring's sitting there in the middle. Well, if someone cuts you off, you don't have to remove your hand and slam on the horn. You just use your thumbs to push on the horn. That's it. Well, you still got both hands on the wheel. It's pretty safe. I'm surprised they don't bring them back with all this talk about, no texting while driving, keeping hands on the wheel and everything like that. I really am surprised they don't bring those back. I mean, it seems kind of like you would think they would bring them back now. You would think they would have been invented now as opposed to back in the day, because everyone's trying to go all hands-free and, safety is a big thing. Audible turn signals. Remember how annoying those things were whenever your parents used to drive, a car and turn and stuff like that? Pretty annoying. Nowadays, they're really hard to hear, and that's honestly why you see, a lot of people driving with their turn signals on. Suicide doors. Rear hinge doors got their macabre name in the pre-seatbelt era. If such a door wasn't closed tight while the car was in motion, the road wind would fling it wide open, and the passenger would most likely be tossed to the pavement. Okay, so these are kind of like what you see on pickup trucks now, where the driver or the passenger door will open, and then you got the other door to swing out. Except nowadays, the driver door keeps that door locked. As a lot of you know, you can't open your back door if you're sitting in the back unless the driver door or the passenger door is open. Back in the day, these doors would just fly open. So hence the name suicide doors. Control knobs. This is number 11, control knobs. Texting and driving is certainly dangerous, but what about having to reach a touchscreen or take your eyes from the road to find the tiny button that controls your defroster, radio station, or AC? How much easier it used to be with nice solid knobs and levers that you either pulled, pushed, slid, or twirled, and which were always pretty much in the same place in every car. You can keep your eyes on the road, and somehow your right hand instinctively knew which knob was the radio volume and how far to slide the lever to get more heat. One thing I did not mention that I missed was there was a button. It was a dimmer switch. That's where it was. Number 6. I skipped that one. I'm sorry. Was a floor-mounted dimmer switch. That's that little button next to what a lot of people... I never knew it was a dimmer switch. I thought it was a clutch pedal used to be there and they got rid of the pedal. I never knew it was a dimmer switch. So there you go. Okay, so if you're going to carjack someone, as if you really would, I don't know anyone who would, don't do it. Don't carjack someone in a garage. And let me tell you why. An unnamed woman in Chicago became the victim of a carjacking when a man approached her and demanded the keys to her 2012 Honda MDX. The victim complied and then fled, but since the car was still in her garage, she closed the garage door as soon as she got outside. The carjacker was trapped until police arrived. Wow. So don't carjack someone from the garage. Anything for you cat lovers here. A cat came home in a bear trap. It says here, a cat in Royal Oaks, California, came home dragging an illegal bear trap he triggered. Scruffy's this is the cat's name. I'm not making this up. Scruffy's right front paw was trapped, but he made it as far as the family's driveway before he was found and taken to a veterinary clinic. Scruffy's paw may have to be amputated, but his difficult journey home saved his life. The cat is in good spirits, though, and recovering well. The veterinary said that a trap like this, if a human being were to step in it, could break a human's ankle. So, I mean, the fact that a cat's paw was stuck in it is just... And the cat survived is amazing. One last story I want to touch on before I let you guys go. The military is looking to make pizza that lasts 3 years. If any of you are looking to join the military, any of you military friends of mine out there, any of you veterans, any of you military brats such as myself, you remember MREs. MREs, for all you little civilians out there who don't know what they are, meals ready to eat. Okay, we got it out of the way. So, excuse me, the military is looking to make pizza that lasts 3 years. 3 years. Again, the military is looking to make pizza that lasts up to 3 years. Crazy, right? Researchers at a U.S. military lab in Massachusetts are closing in on a recipe for pizza that says, quote-unquote, air quotes here, edible for up to 3 years. Manufacturers have long been stumped by the complexity of the humble pizza. The moisture of tomato, cheese, vegetable, and meat toppings has a habit of seeping into the dough base, resulting in a bacteria-friendly mouthful. And, excuse me, and so they say the military says the pizza recipe is nearing completion. An MRE pizza recipe is nearing completion. And those are MRE manufacturers, by the way, that have long been stumped on the complexity of the humble pizza. So if you are in the military, looking to join the military, look forward to pizza possibly making it into those little field meals is another name for them. Once again, folks, you have listened to a Case on the Mondays. Hopefully this helped your Monday, if not your entire week. I just want to thank you again for listening, lending me your ears, and being just such a great audience, laughing when you should have laughed and not laughing when you shouldn't have laughed. I would also like to wish you guys, just like last week, a very best rest of the week for you guys. Just remember that a bad day is better than no day any day. I hope you folks have a wonderful rest of the week. Take care. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy each other. And we'll see you next week. Take care.